I just tell her, I said, Angela, I'm in the back of a police car in downtown Memphis about to go into jail. I've been arrested on a felony charge of cocaine. And I hear silence for a second. She says, I hate you. I hate you. I hope you rot in there. And I start crying, and she hangs up. But I also understood. Like, she finally had her answer, right? That missing piece of the puzzle. Yeah. And she was hurt. And I was honestly selfish again, worried about what was fixing to happen to me when I went in this jail, right? And so they finally get to the spot. They let me out. They go in and take all my personal belongings and put you in this big drunk take room with all the people who've gotten DUIs, and just, it was terrible, man. I saw people fighting. I saw a guy stab another guy. There was just, people beating up each other. It was horrible. 4 a.m, they come get me, and like, this is when it started to get real. I've got like the whole, mugshot thing going on, and starting to realize this is going to get out there. People are going to know. There's no way for me to hide this from my job or anything. So they take me back to get, scrubs on and all that stuff, the jail outfit and your, stuff you can have, toilet paper, toothbrush, all that. They give me another phone call. I call Angela at 4 a.m, and she goes, I don't care, John. I know you're in jail. I've got to take the kids to school in an hour because you're not here, and hangs up. So I go get the stuff. I go change into the clothes, right? Which is amazing too. I wear a size 16 shoe, so I was nodding because I was like, "What are you guys going to do with that?" Right? Like, gonna sew something together or duct tape them or whatever. And next thing I know, they come out and they're like, "Here's your shoes," and I'm like, "You have size 16 Crocs?" And the lady's like, yeah, and I forget that, like, I'm in jail and all this stuff. I was like, that's amazing. Like, I can't go to Target and buy shoes, but, where do you guys shop? That kind of thing. So, it was a little bit of joy in a very, very dark place in my life. Feeling great in my 16 Crocs, walking around jail like I ran the place. But we get in this line, and we start to go down the cell block. And this is when I'm like, oh, man, what is this going to be? Am I going to be in one with somebody? All this. I haven't slept in like 24 hours, hadn't had anything to eat. And so my mind's on, am I going to be in there with somebody I got to keep an eye on and not go to sleep, So luckily I was in a cell by myself. They line us up in front of the cells, and you're sitting at this door, and it's starting to get real. You're just carrying like the 4 things you can have in your life. And the door opens really slowly. Say, inmate, walk in and turn around, face the door. And then I watch this thing. I could replay it in my head right now, just this very slow, just wrought iron door, boom, 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 boom. And then that lock hitting, and just boom. It's over. Like, for the first time since I'm a kid, like, I can't go anywhere. If I want to go to the bathroom, it's in front of God and everybody. I can't eat. I have no power in my life to do anything other than to sit in that room. I'm 6'8" guy. I'm in a 6x6 cell or something like that. I turn around and look, and there's a set of bunk beds. And they're disgusting. Like, right? The mattresses are just like, I didn't want to know what was on there.
Do you guys have fresh linens?
That's right. You had Crocs. Do you not have a pillow or something, or like a maid service? So I put down this one blanket, and I lay down and thinking, like, hopefully this is enough of a barrier for whatever's going on under there. I lay down face first, and I pull the other one, because we had 2 over me. And by the grace of God, I passed out. I had no idea. I don't have a watch. There's no clock. I wake up. I don't know what time it is. I'm still face down, and I'm thinking, oh God, what a nightmare. Right? Like, thank you so much for saving me for this. Like,
oh, you woke up thinking it was a nightmare.
I thought it was a nightmare. I was face down under sheets. I thought I was in my own bed, minus the gross stains and stuff and the weird stuff, And so I was laying there, and I literally sat up, like, in joy, going, man, I will stop this. Like, thank you for this. Like, what's the guy in the Christmas Carol? Like, Scrooge, like, has the night of all this. So what it felt like. And so I sat up, and all of a sudden my head hit something metal. And I went, wait a minute, like, I don't have anything above my bed. And I look around, and there's this yellow, like, cinder block wall that's far from me. And I start to look around, see the stainless steel toilet. I see the guy this guy had a half caved in head across from me. He was a homeless guy that I used to see on the streets of Memphis. And he's sitting there just staring at me. And like, all this is just coming to reality. And so I throw my legs over the side, and it felt like I did before, with the heart just, oh my God, 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 this is for real. I'm going to lose everything. Like, I'm never going to be able to hold Jacob again. Angela will take them from me. I'm never going to be with her again. I'm going to lose my job. Everybody's going to know. I'm going to be embarrassed. My family's going to be embarrassed. I'm going to lose everything in my life. I'm going to be 37 and alone. And at that point, I started to look around the room for something sharp, because I wanted to kill myself. I thought there's no way out. It's probably a pretty coward thing to do, but I was like, I don't see a way out of this, And so I'm sitting there, and I'm still shaking and rubbing 9 to nothing. and just one after another, the things I'm going to lose in my life. My dad's respect, my sister's love, all that stuff. And then all of a sudden, this crazy feeling comes over me, man. And like, I can't describe it to this day accurately, but I just stopped moving. And this peace came over me that shouldn't have been there. I mean, I'm in jail, like, right? And I'm sitting there, and it felt like the weight of the world fell off my shoulders. And all of a sudden, out of my own voice, like, I don't remember saying I'm going to say something. Like, my own voice comes out of nowhere and says, at least now I don't have to lie anymore. At least now everybody will know who I am. And that's where the peace and the relief came from, because that was, as I said, the worst part of my life was how I'm tired of trying to keep all this up. People would come to me and go, hey, John, remember when you said this? I'm like, what did I say? What did I say? What was it about? Is it something important? What if I told him this and now I'll say this? And so the relief that came from, like, now I don't have to tell anybody. Everybody's just going to find out. And so I started to just think, okay, I can't get out of here on my own, right? Like, I'm here till somebody decides they're going to let me out. So what can I do? I could start praying and hoping that I can become the man I'm supposed to be. And I realized, no, I can't, because I told God I hated him, right? I walked away from him. I've scoffed at mass. I've, all these things. And so I started to look at my life, and I realized that's when everything went downhill, was the day that I joined that fraternity and I walked away from Jesus in my life. And so I hit my knees in that jail cell, and I just said, Lord, I'm sorry. Like, I'm so sorry. I've blamed you for all of this, but it was me. I made the decisions. I'm the one that walked away from you. If you'll have me back, I'll do whatever you want. I just want my family, I want my wife, I want my kids. Just give me an opportunity to do that. And I didn't know what it meant. It had been so long since I had a conversation with him, I couldn't even remember how to do it. But I just kept saying, I'm sorry. And I felt that peace again. And I just said, I'm going to start thinking about what it means to be a man. Well, shortly after that, the cell door opens and nobody's there. So I'm like, what's going on? Is this a jailbreak? Should I run? Should I stay still? And all of a sudden the bailiff comes down and says, you got 30 minutes to make a phone call, take a shower, whatever you want. And when I heard the shower part, I've seen a lot of prison movies, so I was kind of like, I'm good on that. Like, I'll take the phone thing. Like, I'm pretty sure I want to stay, away from the shower. So, unless you have soap on a rope or something like that, but no, seriously, I just sat there and I said, I'll take the phone call, because I wanted to talk to somebody human. And like, I didn't realize I was claustrophobic until I was in that jail. And then all of a sudden I'm just like, I got to get out of this place, right? Like, I can't stand this. And so they take me this phone. It's a box with speaker holes in it, no headset. So I'm like, how do you use this? Like, there's people yelling and screaming at the cops and all the terrible stuff, and so it was impossible. I'm just dialing stuff. I'm asking the bailiff. They won't tell me how to use it. I'm like, this is worse than hell. Like, I have a way to get out right here, and I can't use it. It's like having a key that doesn't work. And so all of a sudden this arm comes out, and there's a cell right beside me, which I hadn't even noticed. And there's this African-American guy that sticks out this toilet paper roll. And I'm thinking, like, what is that? Is there like a shiv in there too? Or like, and he hands it to him and he says, put your ear to this and you'll be able to hear. And I look back through the story and, like, just the kindness that, like, this guy was in jail. I don't know what for, but he wanted to help a guy he didn't know, and he handed me this toilet paper roll, and I start calling everybody I know, all those brothers for life, all the guys I spent all the money on and, did all these things for. Nobody answered the phone. It is the most lonely I've ever felt in my life. I was like, I'm never getting out of here, because Angela said she wasn't coming, right? So I called family. They wouldn't answer. Finally, I got a hold of my sister at my dad's house. And she says, John, I know where you are. We know where you are. Angela's across the street trying to bail you out, which really surprised me, because I just didn't think she was going to do it. I thought she was done. And she said she's not going to let you come home. She's going to, go to her parents' house with the kids. You'll be able to go home and get clothes. Because you'll have court Monday and all this stuff, but you're going to, I'm going to come get you and take you down to the farm where Dad and I are. All I heard was, you're getting out of here. So I was kind of celebrating. I did wind up taking the shower. Also, they were individual, one at a person time, so I cleaned up. And I went back to the cell, and a few minutes later, the door opens again, and they said, you have a visitor. So I was pretty sure it was going to be Angela. I walked down, there's the Law and Order scene, the glass, the payphones, and my mother-in-law's there, and she's crying. I wasn't sure if it was tears of, like, anger and hate or sadness for whatever, and because she knew and had witnessed how I was treating her daughter, verbally and things like that in my life at the time. Angela's crying, she's crying, I'm crying. I'm just saying, I'm so sorry. And she says, stop. She said, look, I'm not going to divorce you, but it has nothing to do with you. It has everything to do with the vows I made to God and the church that day.